So listen, look, that leads us nicely into the movie that we're going to be speaking about. Now, listen, look, I want to mention this. One of the kind of the perks of the thing that Deval and I do, we review kind of TV shows and, movies and stuff like that. One of the perks is we get screeners, and we get loads of screeners all the time. We get media companies, they get in touch with us and they were like, hey, can you review this? And can you review this? And we got sent, a screener for this movie, which is The Exorcism, which when I first saw the poster for it, I thought, what's Gladiator? What's Maximus doing, like making a movie like this? And then I was just like, well, recently he did he recently did the Marvel movie. What was it again?
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah, and he's doing these kind of odd kind of roles, and then he did another movie where he plays this unhinged like Raid Rogue movie, and he's making movies.
That. Remember, he made last year the Pope's Exorcist. So my man's been all up in exorcisms.
What is going on, man? So this guy, he's kind of like, seriously, there's something going on with him. Can he not get the work? This is like an Oscar-winning actor, and don't get me wrong, he is a great actor. And in this movie, his acting chops do come through. But for me, I just thought, number one, okay, isn't he a bit kind of like, I don't know, is he a bit not higher status than this movie? But then I thought to myself, well, who gives a shit? He's just acting. He's just doing work. He should just be able to just do work. So in this movie, he plays a father, and I mean not the man of the cloth, but he is an actor who does end up playing a father. Maybe listeners out there are confused. So he's an actor playing a priest in a movie which is based on an exorcism. All right. So this is a movie within a movie. And from the get-go, there's the film, we're on the film set. We have an actor who's reading lines from the movie, and something awakens on the film set. And Deval, I've got to tell you one thing, those initial moments, man, I was just like, holy shit, where is this movie taking me? This is going in some uncharted territory, because if we rewind a bit and go back to The Exorcist, the movie The Exorcist, it's about a mum. She's an actress, and her daughter Reagan becomes this possessed child of the devil, basically. And in this movie, they've kind of inflected it a little bit about they've kept it with the actors, they kept it on a movie set, and it felt like as if they are, what's the word that I'm looking for? They're kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Where you kind of look back to The Exorcist. They kind of,
paid homage
spirit.
To it,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no, 100%. You're right. They're trying to pay homage to the kind of The Exorcist. They kind of bring elements of The Exorcist into this movie, and that whole thing where he plays
the name. I think the name that they gave it on the he was reading a script, and it's called the Georgetown Project, because the original Exorcist was in Georgetown. So that kind of harks back to that. There's another link as well. Do you know that? There's another link to The Exorcist. So the person that directed this film, Joshua John Miller, is the son of Jason Miller, who was the actor who played Father Damien Karras in The Exorcist.
Oh my Lord. Well, there you go, full circle. So when the movie starts off, it's creepy, it's airy, they've got these slow moving shots, and then you're like, what the hell, man? This movie set, there's something really, really strange on the movie set. And then, one of the actors dies. And so then the movie falls into the laps of our character, obviously, and played by
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. And Russell Crowe is a person who's dealing with loads of shit, alcoholism. He's dealing with the death of, his wife. He hasn't got a great relationship. So, and in my head, and as the movie kind of progresses on, it's almost like as if trauma invites evil.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, man. It's almost like when you're at the lowest of your low, then evil kind of can step in.
That's why they say, lead me not into temptation. That's one of the, you know what I mean? Because once you're at that moment of temptation, that's where the evil sees a doorway in. and we've seen in many films. That's why they say don't do substances, all this kind of stuff, because it can open up a gateway for things to enter, and then you're effed.
Exactly. And we're pausing because, like, obviously, like, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Water.
I'm having tea. So he's on the movie set, and he's trying to figure things out with his daughter, but then day one of the shoot, something strange goes on. Day two of the shoot, something even stranger, and like by the end of the movie, it's full on possession. It's full on like The Exorcist.
No questions asked.
No questions asked. It's just like
But it's funny because like you put the setup well, and everyone knows what kind of exorcism films are around and stuff like that. But this is on a film set, so there's cameras and sound. There's people are there. There's witnesses to anything that goes on. Even before that, so the cast is also made up with Chloe Bailey, who's the sister of Hailey Bailey, who was in the Mermaid recently. But Chloe Bailey was in Virgo. I'm a Virgo. Really, really good show on Amazon. But worth checking out. Sam Worthington's in it as well. But Chloe Bailey actually says from the start, do you know all the weird stuff that's happened on all these films? The Omen, The Exorcist, this weird thing happened on set. Because even while they're filming, there's a part where the light bulb, and lights on film sets, lights are big and heavy. It nearly crushed the director. The director, Adam Goldberg, nearly died. And it's like, all this weird shit's happening. I think they're just shrugging it off as though it's random kind of thing, but weird shit has happened in the past, and there comes a moment where it's not weird anymore. Like you say, shit gets real. Russell Crowe gets possessed, and it takes a while. It takes a while to happen, but when it happens, man's twisting up his back. He's
like Emily Rose.
Yeah, man, it's like. It is crazy. So
the only thing for me was, and honestly, look, up to a certain point, this is my honest take on the movie. Up to a certain point, it was really kind of edgy. It was a bit creepy and everything. But then that moment when you see him doing the Emily Rose thing, I would be running, man. There would be a shape of my body.
All the crew ran off. Remember, they ran off.
And I was like, why isn't someone filming this? Like in this day and age, why aren't people filming it? And then there was just so many other things as well, though, where I was just like, you would run 100 miles if you saw this thing coming, right? And then there's this whole kind of like, the religious aspect of it. Something happened to him as a child, like when he was younger and everything, and that all comes to the front as well.
Yeah.
And there's one bit that made me laugh, though, Deval. So, and it harks back to The Exorcist. So the Bailey sister, she's on the bed, she's got makeup on her, and she's doing that thing where she's going possessed and everything. It just made me laugh.
It's good that she comes in and out of character. She's like she's going all that and are you okay? And she goes back and just she's good, I did like
she's good. It was so funny. And then so then there's the whole kind of bit in there where, and then I don't know, and then it became a bit predictable because then there's like a real priest. He's like, no, take me, just like an exorcist. And I was just like, okay. So
I think it is kind of like, I wouldn't call it a remake at all, but it is. No, it does definitely borrow some of the key fundamental characteristics from an exorcism film, and just brings it into a more modern audience on set, and just changes up the dynamics of the people that are involved. Because usually, it's always a young girl or someone that's young that's, possessed. But in this case, it was a father who, is going through some sort of traumatizing time in his life. This film was actually filmed in 2019.
Jeez, why so long?
2019. I don't know why. I don't know what happened with the release on it, but 5 years ago, this film was made. And it was only released on the 21st of June, 2024. So obviously COVID happened, this happened, that happened. Yep. But this film was actually made before The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe, which came out in 2013.
Yeah.
But I think it's an enjoyable film. Just, expectations, let them be controlled. It's not shit. Yep. It's enjoyable if you like that kind of thing. And it's a bit of a different twist on the exorcism kind of, genre.
And it's interesting to see Russell Crowe do a movie like this because he has like monologues and he gets to be that kind of that big actor that he really is, and he's now, if you see him, he's become this big actor, like physically he's now become like a physical actor and everything like that. So it's interesting. And we've got a shout out Strike Media, who obviously sent us the screener, got in touch with us to kind of review this and everything. So that's really, really great. So for me, I would probably say I'm giving it, you know what, I'm being generous. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10.
I was going to give the same, 6. Yeah. For horror films to get anything more than like a 8, a 9 is really difficult. But yeah, for me, it was enjoyable.